Hey, welcome to Senior Living. I'm Doug Fager. We've got a great program for you tonight because we've got Lori Casto, and she's she's a Community Relations Coordinator with Wedgewood Estates, and Randall Casto, who is Assistant General Manager, owner, that sort of thing. Father owns the establishment. And again, I don't mean to be facetious, and I'm not laughing, but there's tons of things that are going on at Wedgewood Estates, Lori, and you're the instigator of all that.
Well, it's a lot of fun, and we love to be associated with the community here in Mansfield and the surrounding areas. We love to meet families. We love to make new friends. And so, yeah, there is a lot coming up, yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic. Randall, give me the structure of Wedgewood Estates.
Well, Wedgewood Estates is kind of like, I want to say kind of like, is an assisted care facility where our residents, not in need of necessarily a nursing home, but they just need some assistance with their daily care, reminders of medications, help getting up, maybe some help in getting dressed or attending to their meals. The other half of Wedgewood Estates is completely independent living with the garden homes that surround the main building, which we call the Manor House. Completely independent. Some people, they'll be here for the summertime, lock up, go to Florida for the winter. Completely independent and do like this, just like a condominium, although it's not a condominium, but similar, where they're free to, they just go and come as they please and live their lives.
And they have all of their maintenance issues taken care of. You know, their lawn is mowed, their shoveling is taken care of, they come over for lunch, they have housekeeping provided. That's all included in living independently at Wedgewood.
But above all, it's that security element, knowing there is a nurse next door. There's someone I can call. If there's ever an emergency right next door, I can be taken care of. Okay. You know, I have someone they can call. I can have someone come and see and help. If not, we have. Plus, just the events, even though they're in the independent dwellings, doesn't mean that they're excluded from the events that we have. They have run of the whole place, and and take part in their own events and socialize. It's a very good thing.
Hey, tonight we're at Wedgewood Estates. I laugh because it's a great place. I mean, I hear about all these activities. I've been to some of them. We've just been talking about off camera. I went to a pancake breakfast there.
Yeah, that's where we met.
Yeah, with my friend John Young. Lori Casto is with us, and she is the Community Relations Coordinator. And Randall, of course, Casto is the owner, the Assistant General Manager. And we're talking about a great place. We're going to come back. We're going to tell you more of it right after this. Whoa, welcome back to Senior Living. Once again, we are at Wedgewood Estates, and that's where the long white fence is and the American flags. I love that patriotism. Gee,
we do too.
We are all about patriotism, and Celebration Freedom was our last event, and it was huge, and it was wonderful, and it was just so good to see all the families, the kids come out. They love the cotton candy and the snow cones and all the food and the bouncy, and it's just such a fun time.
Now, again, I hear and I witness this long list that you've created of activities that go on there, not only for the residents, but you talked about, again, I'm not a resident, and I was there.
No, they're for the public at large. They are.
But we want to make sure that the residents know that these events are for them as well, because we want them to not only feel comfortable living there, but really socialize. Mm-hmm. That is the key thing about Wedgewood, is the socialization. Every room that you go into, every living area is all about socialization. So all those big events and all the little events, everything is centered around making sure that our residents are socialized and that the community can come in and see Wedgewood.
Okay, and you have no issues at all getting the general public to drop in and be part of it?
Oh, my. Yeah, sometimes we have to put the advertising a little more low-key just because we might not be able to accommodate.
Wow.
We've had some really great events with a chef that came in, and it was standing room only when he came in to do an activity. Yes. We have another lady that came in for container gardening class, and that was huge, standing room only for that. And our next big event, one of our new gals at Wedgewood, she came up with this idea, and I can't wait. August, we are having a Down on the Farm Days. And it's going to be really, really neat. We're going to have a lot of different farm things, people coming in from the community that have animals. We're going to be selling vegetables.
Wow!
So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because I was going to ask, do you generate all these ideas? But obviously, other people.
Oh, we have
No.
wonderful staff.
I wish I could say, oh, yeah. But actually, my father-in-law, Randy's father, he comes up. He will call me, and he will
Applefest,
say.
that was his. That's huge.
And Applefest is our biggest. But he will call and he'll say, Lori, I have this idea for this event. And that's it.
I'll be done.
We
It's
run.
a great activity. It's a great idea. And then we as a staff put it together.
Yeah, we're really blessed. We're just blessed by the Lord with a wonderful staff. And in fact, it's our staff that makes Wedgewood what it is.
Yeah.
It truly is. We just truly blessed with the staff that we have.
Yeah.
Okay, Randall, let me ask you, because I've been there, we have friends that live in the condo,
Okay.
or in the condos, plural, and so consequently I've been inside and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Okay, now, you're there, and then the point of it is they can use the Manor House anytime they want.
Oh yes, sure. And we even have a lunch that's provided for them if they so choose. That's usually a huge thing. Most of our independent living, the condominium residents, they come over because they see everyone. It's a big social gathering. Actually, we have to have 2 seatings for the lunch. But yes, any event and the pool tables, any of the other common areas, they have full use of those.
It's kind of like their clubhouse.
Okay.
You know, when
Sure.
it's kind of, they have, what do they have?
Well, especially that ice
the
cream parlor,
billiards.
where you
They even come over to play the Wii. We have a Wii, the billiards. We have shuffleboard. So that's all for them to just, whenever they feel like doing it. So.
Okay, now, obviously, there's a difference between living in one of the condos and living in the Manor House.
Yes.
How does one progress from one to the other?
Oh,
or is that by choice?
That's completely by choice.
Okay.
And some residents, they are in the garden homes, and then they might want to move to another state or join up with family elsewhere, and then but the Manor House itself is for assisted care. The independent person may never get to that point, or they may get to that point, but it's completely by choice.
Okay.
There's no forced progression. So to
And
speak.
we've even had couples that have lived for a long time in independent living, and then the husband or wife needs further care, so they've actually moved into the Manor House, and the husband or wife has stayed in their
That way they
garden
can
home, and come and visit.
Yeah.
That's happened. There's so many different scenarios of what they do, and sometimes they will get help because we do have a home companion care as well, and they can use our home companion care to live independently in their garden home as well. So
Okay.
there are a lot of options.
Well, one of my observations was that in the garden homes, okay, you walk in, as you well know, and you're talking about 3 or 4 or 5 apartments, and there's sort of like their own areas right out in the middle,
Right.
which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, and it's really nice too because even though Wedgewood is right on Trimble Road, and you've got all the doctor's offices, they can go out and see deer.
Oh, because we're tucked back.
Oh, that's right.
Because
Yeah,
of there.
yeah,
And there's
yeah,
a little.
yeah.
We have a lake
Yeah.
back in the back there. Oh, and lots of wildlife.
There was one lady that lived at Wedgewood for quite a while, and she put one of those salt licks out.
She put shelled
and she
corn
would
as well.
feed the deer.
Yeah.
I mean, she loved to feed the deer. We had one gentleman that took video and takes video of the deer. And there's, we have a little pond in the back and
Sure.
a gazebo, and it's nice for them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and you're
great.
right, it is one little area
It's
back
like
there.
a secluded little village, but
Yeah.
you're on the main road and with
Yeah.
a lot of access to things. But it does tuck down in there where, yes, you're kind of like in your own little community.
It's great. Listen, I need to take another break, okay? We're talking about Wedgewood Estates. We're there right now, you and I. Great place. There's just so much going on, so many activities. And again, Randall Casto and Lori is with us. And Lori is the expert who comes up with all these great ideas that are going on there that if you've not been there, you've got to go there. I mean, just go there for all the activities because they're great, they're fascinating, they're fun, entertaining, and all that great thing. We'll be right back with Senior Living.